And the truth is, healthcare in Portugal is set up to let regular people live, as opposed to the US, well, healthcare is set up to slowly watch you die. I've been wanting to talk about the US healthcare system and compare it to Portuguese healthcare system for a while now. And I think now, more than any other time, is the perfect time to point out the differences. And so on today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 major differences between the US healthcare system and the Portuguese healthcare system. Because after living in Portugal for almost 6 years, I can't even wrap my head around what people are going through right now in the US with the healthcare system. Let's start with some context. Right now, Americans are being told that they better get ready because their healthcare is about to double. Not just go up, double. An already expensive insurance policy is going to get twice as expensive. And so healthcare is on the minds of a lot of people right now in the US. Now, on the other hand, here in Portugal, healthcare is not at the forefront of most people's minds because it's not a concern because everyone has it. When you live in Portugal, you get to be a part of the universal healthcare system. And so your healthcare is free. You can access it whenever you want. You can go into a hospital and get your routine visits, have care done. It is always accessible. And so without further ado, let's talk about the 5 major differences between the healthcare in Portugal versus the healthcare in the US. So let's go. So the first difference, and this one is the most painful one of them all, cost. Why are Americans paying luxury prices for basic care? In the US, health insurance is like a second mortgage. A family plan through an employer can be over $1,000 a month, and that's with the employer helping. Then add in deductibles, co-pays, out-of-network fees, and suddenly you're at $30,000 to $50,000 a year when real life actually happens. In Portugal, it's the opposite. First, there's the public system, financed through taxes, so that basic care is there. Then, if you want faster access or a private hospital experience, you can buy private insurance. And it's affordable. We're paying around $3,000 a year for our family of 4. That's a year, not a month. You tell me, which system was built for families and which system was built for insurance companies? Number 2, in Portugal, healthcare isn't tied to your employer. If you lose your job, you don't lose your healthcare in Portugal. But in America, you lose your job, you lose your coverage, or you get offered Cobra, which is like, surprise, here's a car payment, but for health insurance. In Portugal, access is not hanging on whether your boss likes you or whether a company is still in business. There's a public universal system. You live here, you get care. You don't have this fear conversation of, if I leave this job, my kids won't have health insurance. And this is huge, especially for my folks that are pursuing financial independence with the plans of retiring early. Because financial independence is not just, do you have millions of dollars? It's, can you step away from your job without my entire life collapsing? You see, Portugal's healthcare system makes leaving a job, changing careers, doing a semi-retirement or retiring early realistic. Number 3, using a system versus avoiding using a system. Now this one is subtle, but it's the biggest one that affects behavior. In the US, people avoid going to the doctor. You hear it all the time. I'll wait, it's just a cough. I don't know if that ER visit is in network. And I mean, this is crazy because it means that people are afraid to use the thing that they are paying for. You see, in Portugal, people use the healthcare because it's there and it's accessible. They are not afraid to use the system that they are paying into with their taxes because they are not afraid of the surprises, the financial surprises. And this is really important because it creates a totally different relationship with your health. You go earlier, You get things checked out. You do preventative care because you're not scared it's going to wipe out your savings. But on the other hand, in the US, the system creates sicker people because it makes care a financial decision first and a health decision second. That's a little tiny one. What is this? Where did this come from? But let's talk about quality, because people ask us all the time, you have insurance in Portugal, but is it actually good? Is it actually good? It's one of the best in the world. In fact, it is ranked higher than the US healthcare system. We get spectacular care in Portugal. You see, Portugal has two systems. It has the public hospital system and the private hospital system. Let's talk about the public system first. The public system is amazing. You can do whatever you need to have done through the public system. Surgeries, emergencies, see a number of specialists. You can absolutely get amazing care through the public system in Portugal. But let's talk about the private hospitals, because our family also has private health insurance, which allows us to access private hospitals. One of the reasons why we did this was, for one, it was required as a part of our visa application. But two, the private hospitals are also multilingual. So when you go into a private hospital, you can usually encounter doctors, nurses, and receptionists that speak English. And so it makes it a lot easier in that regard. The private hospitals are usually also more modern. They have more of this aesthetic feel. You walk into the lobbies, maybe there's marble here, there's art on the wall. They're supposed to feel more fancier because they're private. When you go into a public hospital, there aren't all the bells and whistles. There's not a fancy color paint. There isn't art on the wall. It's just a hospital. And here's the thing. In the US, you can also get quality care, top of the line care, but you have to fight for it. You have to pay for it. You have to kick and scream and be the advocate for it. You have to have the right plan to access it. When we talk about quality, we're just not talking about the medicine. We are talking about the overall experience. And finally, my favorite, the one that I feel every single day here when it comes to my health, peace of mind. In the US, one medical event can set you back years. People have insurance and still go into debt. People are on payment plans with hospitals. People negotiate healthcare debt like they're buying a car. And that is not happening in Portugal. Medical debt is not bankrupting you here. When we pay for private insurance here, we know what our other costs are going to be when we go into a hospital. They'll virtually be nothing. We're not guessing. We're not like, will this be $200 or will this be $20,000? To know what our costs are going to be, the peace of mind that that gives us is priceless. And so when we have this peace of mind and we look at what is going on in the US, it is mind-boggling to see so many people give up health insurance because they can't afford it. Walking around in the US without health insurance is probably one of the most dangerous things you can do. But what else can someone do if they can't afford it, if they can't pay for it? That is so sad to even think about. And so what do? How do you maneuver in the US system and still maintain your health, your wealth, and your happiness? Our answer? You already know what it was. We decided to leave. So if you're sitting in the US watching your healthcare costs go up and up, just know this is not how the whole world does it. There are places where families can actually live, save, invest, and still get good care. And so I hope this video has given you food for thought. Maybe it's inspired you on your journey. Maybe it's been what has been the final straw in your decision to take charge and move abroad. And if you like this video and if you want to see more videos on our life here in Portugal, on the differences between cost of living here versus the US, please let us know in the description below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey. You can see like a jet fly by.
Yeah, it's really cool. It goes like, and then they have hawks and birds,
Okay.
and you just feel some kind of way.